and, you know, it being a state highway, a lot of the things people ask is why aren't there speed cameras on Lakeshore Drive? But we actually, you know, took a look, and there are some state laws that prevent that from happening. So it's an outside of Chicago decision regarding what's going on with Lakeshore Drive speed cameras.
So as far as speeding, the only concern I might have, obviously, that Commander Loughran could talk to a little bit more too, is the safety of the officers as far as where they sit because of Lakeshore Drive and the opportunities of where you can put a squad car to monitor that, because I know it's kind of tight on the rails there. But as far as seatbelt missions or directed missions, again, it goes back to calls for service where anything's trending. If we have violence or any other crime that's trending off of Lakeshore Drive into the 18th district, we'll do that data-driven analysis with Deputy Chief Bars and Captain Beafield along with the tactical lieutenant when we study all the calls for service that are coming in from all the residents of the 18th district.
I'll say specifically also to what John had said, a few, when Rahm Emanuel was the mayor, there was an initiative that we had discussed, and we tried, previous to my assignment now, I was a commander in the 20th district. The 20th district is actually 2 districts north of here, and part of it, the 20th district has Lakeshore Drive on it. So we also had the same issues that are paralleled with speeders, loud motorcycles, and the like. And so all of the Lakeside district commanders started assigning marked cars, and we were parking them on the median with their lights on overnights. So that's fantastic. It had an immediate impact on speeders and noise complaints. However, it didn't take long before a drunk driver struck 2 of my officers and critically injured one of them, because a parked car on the side of the road with flashing lights is like, it draws moths to a flame. So what it unfortunately did is it injured 2 of my officers, and the one officer was off for almost a year. And that was with them parked on a median behind one of the flower boxes in as safe as possible. So that's something that we looked at and we tried using, but that wound up becoming incredibly dangerous for the officers. So as John said, you have to be very, very careful when you're enforcing on the drive, because with the state police, they teach them in their academy, it's not a question if you're going to be hit by a car on the side of the road. It's a question of when you're going to be hit by a car on the side of the road. And that's something obviously we want to make sure we protect our officers as best as possible.
There is one other development that may be a result of this meeting. Representative Cam Buckner has joined us. I see his name on the participant list, and he just posted in the chat box that he's willing to work with my office to change the state law that currently prohibits the use of video enforcement for speed control on Lakeshore Drive. And I'm delighted to hear that. Thank you, Representative Buckner. We'll be having that conversation with you tomorrow. I'll give you a call to follow up on that. I can only say that everyone on this call knows in recent years the history of video technology when it comes to traffic enforcement. There's a cloud over it in the city of Chicago due to the red light camera scandal that resulted in some people going to jail for some corruption and some other things. Unfortunately, the technology itself seems to have suffered guilt by association, which makes no sense to me. It's not the camera's fault that certain people who were engaged in this industry behaved in an unethical manner. That does not reflect on the technology. But nevertheless, for the past couple of years, every time we try to make some changes in state law, the shadow cast by that scandal of the past 10 years prohibits us from getting the support we need to make those changes in Springfield. But I'd like to think that the red light scandal is far enough in the rearview mirror now that maybe we can get a fresh approach. Maybe people won't be so reluctant to consider the benefits of using that technology. And I'm delighted to hear Representative Buckner is willing to take a second look at that and see if we can change the state law to implement that technology on Lakeshore Drive. It's sorely needed. And as I said a few minutes ago, the limitations that we now have on law enforcement, I think most of them are here to stay in terms of the anti-pursuit policies. That means that we have to find better, newer, more modern ways to apprehend criminals. And that means embracing the new technology that's being developed. So this is a step in that direction. Representative Buckner, I appreciate your willingness to consider it. And my office will be in touch with you tomorrow to follow up on that. So thank you.